Viewers, today's episode 22nd, The Glorious Liberation War. Probably you know by now that these episodes I am following a book I have written, Our Bangladesh. This is to connect our future generation with our past, Bangladesh, Bangabandhu, Muktijuddha, and present Bangladesh together. The Glorious Liberation War is today's topic. Bangladesh became independent through the Great Liberation War. This 9-month-long bloody struggle is part of the history of sacrifices and heroism. Bangladesh earned the independence from the West Pakistan after 23 years of exploitation and deprivation. We were kind of slaves. In the course of history, those events were discussed. The people of Bangladesh participated in the war, responding to the call of undisputed leader of the Bengalis, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. This is him. In the dark night of 25th March 1971, Pakistan military forces launched a crackdown upon the innocent Bengalis. That night, Pakistan military killed hundreds of citizens, students, teachers, intellectuals, police officers, EPR members, and many more. The carnage is known as Operation Searchlight. Operation Searchlight. Pakistan military killed whomever they saw, even in the street. With cannons and fires, they destroyed many establishments, residential areas, torched lots of houses. Getting into residential halls of Dhaka University, the soldiers brutally killed many students, some teachers too. In Hindu-dominant areas of old Dhaka, they launched the most heinous atrocities. The same night on 25th March, Pakistan military personnel arrested the key voice of Bengalis, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. But before being arrested, Bangabandhu had declared the independence of Bangladesh. Just after that, spontaneous war began everywhere in the country. People from all walks of life, including government officials, politicians, students, workers, farmers, and professionals participated in the war. With Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman as president, even in his absence, the expatriate of Mujibnagar government was formed on 10th April 1971. A detailed discussion on this is elaborated later on. On 27th March, Indian Prime Minister Srimati Indira Gandhi expressed her government's support to Bengalis' struggle for independence. Indian Border Guards, BSF, opened the border fence for the oppressed Bengalis to give them shelter. As refugees, a great number of people took shelter in India. Many freedom fighters received training in Indian camps. Later, they came to Bangladesh and fought against the Pakistanis. The headquarters of Bangladesh freedom fighters was established on the 8th Theatre Road, Kolkata. The activities of the headquarters began on 12th April. The activities, see the training, the girls are in the training, on the run and action. Action, these young kids, Mukti Juddha, freedom fighters. In an assembly of sector commanders held from 10th to 17th July, whole Bangladesh was divided into 11 sectors and various subsectors in order to carry out operations successfully. Bangladesh Air Force was formed on 28 September at Dimapur, Nagaland, India. They had only a few Dakota Otter type aircraft and elevated helicopters. In the same way, the Navy was formed, especially with the soldiers who had left Pakistan Naval Forces. The first Navy fleet, named Bangabandhu Fleet, was inaugurated on 9th November 1971. Then the Navy had only 6 small conveyances. Bangladesh's armed forces were formed with regular brigade, sector troops, guerrillas, Bangladesh Air Force and Bangladesh Navy. With Mukti Bahini, the Liberation Army and the Indian forces, the joint forces were formed in November 1971. Lieutenant General Jagjit Singh, the commanding chief of eastern part of Indian Army, was appointed the chief of the joint forces. Mukti Bahini and Indian Army began to move forward step by step to Bangladesh. Bangladesh Army, Navy and Air Forces jointly launched an attack on Pakistan forces on 21st November. When Bangladesh was almost close to victory, Pakistani forces launched another hyenas massacre, killing a selection of intellectuals of Bangladesh to destroy the backbone of the nation. Pakistan Army killed many intellectuals of Bangladesh from 10th to 14th December 1971. Members of Razakar, Al-Badr and Al-Shams groups formed of betrayers of this country helped Pakistan Army to commit these brutal acts. Besides, the members of these 3 para forces were involved in anti-humanist activities, including killing, raping women, looting properties, etc. In the face of the attack after attack, the Pakistan Army began to retreat, and their defeat and the capitulation were inevitable. Through numerous courses of action, at 5:01 p.m. on 16th December 1971, 16th December 1971, Lieutenant General Niazi, along with 93,000 soldiers, signed the document of surrender at Ramna Racecourse Ground, which is now known as Sohrawardi Ground. During this time, Lieutenant General Jagjit Singh Arora, on behalf of Joint Forces, and Deputy Chief of Staff Group Captain A.K. Khandker, representing Mukti Bahini, were present there. In each and every segment of the war, there was the mark of heroism of the freedom fighters. The war also encompasses the history of pain and suffering. In the war, 3 million people were killed, 3 million people, and 200,000 women were raped. the struggle of independence finally came. It was a bloody battle for 9 months. The history began when British left. Anyway, it's a long, heroic history. Viewers, the more you know, the more you will love the country, the people of Bangladesh. Wherever you find a piece of history of Bangladesh, please go through that. Thank you for being part of us. For more information, you can visit our website, ourbangladesh.info. This is Dr. Ferdous Khandker from New York.